Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, I can. What is up?
All right, let's turn on Dead Rising and let's get going here.
Oh, I saw my computer can run it on like literally the most minimum possible settings, the remaster. So I was like, I'll just get it on Xbox. But what I'm trying to do,
What
um,
what have you heard about it? Because DSP mentioned on his stream earlier today that it's people are saying bad things about it, but I don't know if that's true or not.
no, that's just DSP being DSP. Actual Dead Rising fans fucking love it.
Okay.
Now, if people are saying bad things about it, again, Dead Rising. Because I mean, zombie games in general aren't super popular. The most popular zombie-related anything that anyone's ever played is Call of Duty Zombies, bro. Like actual defined
Mm-hmm.
zombie stuff. It's really not that popular. And Dead Rising, while it was a smash hit in the zombie game genre, one of the best ever made. Um, it didn't resonate with a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
It just happens. So maybe those are new people, new to the franchise, who just don't like it as a concept, whatever. But I mean, you'd need to talk to Dead Rising fans and how they feel about the remaster. I haven't heard a single negative word about it from anyone who actually likes Dead Rising.
Okay. Well, that's
Because it's
good.
literally the same game with quality of life improvements and modern day visuals. So like, what would there be to complain about
Well,
other
performance
than
issues potentially,
oh,
right?
oh, performance issues? Oh, well, that's a horse of a different color. I haven't heard anything about that yet. However, everyone that I've seen playing it has an excellent quality PC, like as good as yours. So I don't think you would have any issues playing it. People like me who barely meet the minimum specs, they might, but like that's just any game that launches in general now. The Dead Rising remaster, or sorry, the Dead Space remaster was extremely fucked up on release, but then they
Mm-hmm.
fixed it. But that's just how games are now. But I'm trying to transfer to a new facility. It's my hope. Because the one that I'm at, they're not paying. Every location's getting a raise,
Mm-hmm.
and the one that my dad works at, the raise is much more substantial than the one I'm at. To the point where when you compare how much my dad is making between the raise plus the differential for working overnights, to me, with the lower raise and then there's no differential no matter what shift you're on, if I went and worked the same shift with my dad at that location, I would make $5 an hour more. Between that and the fact that we work 35-hour shifts where I'm at, and then that's 40-hour weeks where my dad is at, I would be making, all told,
Mm-hmm.
about $300 a week more than I'm making now, which after deductions translates to about $1,000 extra a month. I'm not like, Dad, yeah, I am going to do everything I can to transfer. Holy crap. As soon as I did that math, I was like, oh my god.
Well, okay. How much harder is it for you to get to this facility versus your own?
The one that my dad works at is in my city. The one that I work at now is 40 miles away.
Okay, so where's the down? Like, there's no downside then, right?
Pretty much, it's just whether or not I'm capable of being able to transfer because they haven't accepted new employees this entire year. So I'm having to try to finagle some kind of crazy bullshit with HR. It may work. It may not. I'll find out on Monday. But I'm like, please let me fucking get this. Holy shit.
Yeah, man, Otani, we are witnessing greatness. It's unreal what we're watching right now, man. I did not
Well,
know he was this good at stealing bases. My God. Man, imagine next year he's pitching and he's stealing bases like this. He might have the greatest season in MLB history that anyone has ever had.
yeah, I think he may be the only, or, sorry, the closest thing to a perfect player that we've ever seen. Because, I mean, he's a pitcher, plus a slugger, plus incredible base runner. I literally cannot think of a flaw that he has other than that he's not white. That's it's the only thing that needs improvement.
Green. Free eye. So, is Bryce Young the biggest bust in the history of the NFL?
History? No. Of his draft, undoubtedly. And I said it before because a lot of people are like, oh my god, like thinking about all the problems that the Panthers have, but like it just begins and ends with a dumbass owner.
Hmm.
Because like we're 9 years removed from the Panthers making the Super Bowl behind a 15-1 season and an MVP from Cam Newton.
Mm-hmm.
Only 9 years. And the significant difference is just that new owner because they had a lot of excellent fucking talent on that team even just a couple of years ago that they started getting rid of because they're rebuilding, blah, blah, blah. But they got shit ass returns on getting rid of them,
Mm-hmm.
which is the first big signal that something's wrong. Then the GM gets fired. The owner says some shit about, well, the GM's the one who's responsible for all these bad decisions. And then the GM, along with many other people, come out and they're like, well, no, the owner was the one who argued for the crappy decision when the GM tried making the better decision. And when the crappy decision fucking blew up in the owner's face, he decided to blame the GM and fire him. Everybody's trying to tell him, draft CJ Stroud, not Bryce Young. And the owner's like, fuck you, I want Bryce Young. I'm going to trade up to get him. He traded up to get a guy that would have been there 3 rounds later. Jesus.
That hype machine hits hard.
Yeah, so like the Panthers are completely cooked until they get rid of that guy. And the guy is now like this he is speed running, which is really impressive. Becoming the most hated owner in sports because like he's already leapfrogged Jerry Jones in terms of being like, man, if we could force an owner to have to sell the team somehow, it should be this guy.
Yeah.
And he's only been the owner for a few years.
At a
So yeah,
certain
like
point, I wonder if the commissioner steps in.
you'd hope so, but you know that he wouldn't. Because I mean, like Don Sterling was one of the worst owners in professional sports for a very long time, and it didn't matter because they just never did a goddamn thing with it. But it wasn't until they had the opportunity to be like, oh hey, he said the N word, and then they forced him to sell, and it's like you really couldn't have done that any other fucking time. Oh, blech. I hate to see it.
Didn't the NBA force Ted Steven, or whatever his name, Stevian, to sell the Cavs?
Stephen, yeah.
Or did they just
I
change the
believe.
rules to try to protect him?
Well, I know that they changed the rules because of him. That's how we have the Stepien rule. But I think they even forced him to sell because he was just so awful. Let me see here. After Stepien dealt away several first-round draft picks for the Dallas Mavericks, who were a newly formed expansion team, in November of 1980, the NBA froze Cleveland's trading rights to prevent him from giving up the team's picks for the rest of the 1980s and 90s. He basically was like, draft picks are useless. The freeze was only in place for one season, being officially ended after the 1982 season, but all trades required the approval of the league's director of operations, Joe Axelson. Musselman explained that Stepien wanted a playoff team right away, and that's what he kept talking about. Stepien admitted that we made mistakes, and I take the responsibility. Stepien thought about renaming the team the Ohio Cavaliers, and considered playing portions of his home schedule in nearby non-NBA cities such as Pittsburgh, Cincinnati, and Toronto to increase the fan base. Ooh. He also threatened to move the team to Toronto and rename them the Toronto Towers. This is all happening in the 80s, dude. Fuck this guy. He was not forced to sell the team. Even after all that, even though they literally named a rule after him because of how awful of an owner he was and how much he was ruining the sport, even though he threatened to move the team to Toronto just to piss off the fans, even though he wanted to rename them the Ohio Cavaliers so that he could play in all sorts of different towns, just to give the middle finger to people living in Cleveland, the league still didn't force him to sell the team. He sold it of his own volition.
Okay.
Because he was just tired of dealing with the headache. That is pathetic. Like, the way I think it should work is that the other owners of the league should vote to get rid of you, and it has to pass a 3/4 vote to get rid of you.
The issue with
Just to
that
make
would be
sure
what
that
if
it's
there was
not
an
like,
owner that everyone hated because they were too successful, like Joe Lacob or something.
if after getting rid of them, the team becomes substantially worse and attendance goes down, then every owner that voted yes to getting rid of them should be forced to sell their teams.
Man, that would like we'd have a new owner every 3 years for the entire league. Be like this,
Yes.
like rapid fire cycling.
and it would massively increase interest. Because having the same shitty owner for ages really kills so many sports franchises. After selling the Cavs, Stepien became the founding owner of the... Wow, he actually made good on his threat. He invented a Toronto team, the Toronto Tornadoes in the Continental Basketball Association. Wow.
Good for him. What a champion.
Yeah. That's he died of a heart attack in 2007. Thank God. There is justice. What a complete piece of shit. Reading about this guy, he's like everything wrong with sports ownership. Yeah, what a terrible, terrible person.
So anyway, how was your day?
All right. Some really wacky stuff happened. It was pretty funny.
Was it good?
Yeah, it wasn't bad. Yeah, for sure.
I'm almost to level 27. Let's go. I want to get to level 27. And that's probably as high as I'm going to go, and that's going to have to be enough to beat the game next time I play. There we go. New skill mastered. Eagle cow.
The reason Alfred the Great is the villain in Assassin's Creed Valhalla is because he wants to defend his country and his people from foreign invaders that want to enslave his people. And the developers, who are French, don't understand that mindset. pretty good.
At least the villain isn't Lord Palmerston.
Oh god. Yes.
No. Good. Good dress. Right. Okay. I got nothing to tell you. You're not.
You're not a real lawyer. Oh. That's not what you were gonna say? What a sick joke.
What was this guy's problem?
You'll love to see it.
I am not crazy. I know he swapped those numbers. Come on. So when I do my second run of this game, basically as soon as the story missions pop up, I'm going to do them immediately because I don't want to fuck around and get stuck again. Which should be pretty reasonable, especially with how high my level's going to be. I can do it.
Yeah, I got faith in you, buddy. Because, you know, not only is none of the stuff really all that difficult, but remember from the first time we were playing in Dead Rising 2, a lot of the limiting factor is just how slow you are, you know? So when you don't have to worry about that, everything gets a lot easier.
Actually, is there any way to see, like... Oh, man, I still have one speed upgrade left. I wonder where it is, like level 30 probably.
Let me check. Upgrades in Dead Rising 1 are gained at random levels. Completely randomized.
Okay. Maybe I'll get it sometime during the second run.
What level are you at right now?
27.
Okay, so... And you said you have 2 speed upgrades already?
Yeah.
If I had to guess, it'd probably be sometime between level 30 and 40. Randomized.
I'll probably get there sometime during the second run, so that should be fine.
More than likely.
Um, Good to see you. So you would say that the Dead Rising remaster has done what it set out to do so far.
I believe so. Yeah.
All right. Well, good news. Okay. Oh, Knicks. More like throw picks.
We got him.
Man, the katana breaks so quickly.
Yes, it does. All weapons break pretty quickly
Mm-hmm.
in the first Dead Rising. But the good news is, books are much more valuable in the first game than they are in any of the other games. So you can make a difference.
I wonder if the remaster changes that and makes the weapons a little more durable.
No, but it made a very, very welcome improvement, which was you have a durability indicator
Mm-hmm.
on the HUD so that you can actually see what the weapon's durability level is at. You've noticed from playing in the original, the only thing that happens is the weapon starts like flashing
Mm-hmm.
and then suddenly just disappears. You have no idea how many hits are actually left.
Ooh, a stun gun. I haven't had one of these yet. Let's see if this works.
It's bad, don't use it.
Oh, well, that's fun. Not my favorite, but it does exactly what you would expect it to do, given its name. Wait, do they not get up when you stun them? So it's basically the same as killing them. Cool.
Yeah, but you don't understand. It's okay because they're not real. You're not a real lawyer.
You're not a real Italian. I have
Sorry to
now.
have to be the one to tell you that, Frank. And he gets to be Italian? What a sick joke. Flippin' Jimmy with an Italian accent is like a chimp with a machine gun.
You're not a real white person.
Oh, that's even better. Uncle Ben, he looked Italian. Thank you, Peter.
Sandbox, sandbox, sandbox. Do you think there will be another assassination attempt that gets reasonably close in the next month and a half?
Honestly, yes.
Like one that, is close enough to make the news in some meaningful way, is what I'm...
Hmm. There's not a doubt in my mind that there will be another attempt, because at this point now it's like a pattern, and copycats and other mentally ill who are trying to get attention are going to try. And I think at this point it's fair to say that the Secret Service, um, there is a non-zero number of people in the Secret Service who are actually trying to get him killed. Whether or not it's going to come as close as it did on July 13th, I think probably not. Because, like, there's enough people there who actually want to do their job properly, who are, like, very woken up to how real the possibility is. Because, again, no presidential candidate had even been shot at since fucking 1980. Or the 80s, rather. The last guy to be shot was Reagan, and the last guy to be killed was Robert Kennedy Sr. So it's been a long time. So I don't blame them for being lax if the reason for the incredibly disappointing performance is because they didn't think there was a real possibility of anything happening. I think there's a non-zero amount of people in the Secret Service who actually are hoping that he gets killed. But I don't know if it's going to come that close like it did on July 13th again. I think we're past that point. But I think there will undoubtedly be other attempts.
Big Igloo. Ooh, 1/2 hour before the end. So,
Pretty much.
here's the helicopter.
I doubt that guy's managed to stay alive this long. Yeah, but a promise is a promise.
So, where's the helicopter pick up the roof, right?
Yes. You get there from the
Security
station
room? Yeah.
Yeah.
I know how to get there. Cool.
Okay, good.
What do you think happens if they actually get him in 2 weeks via car crash or bomb? I mean, I don't think anybody would believe that it was an accident, for one, at this point. Like,
The only halfway believable thing that could happen would be if he had a heart attack. But even then, there's way too many conspiracy guys on our side who are well aware of the CIA's heart attack gun, so we wouldn't accept that as an explanation either. But enough normal people would accept it to where, like, nothing would happen. But it would be way too obvious if he just got, like, IRA'd straight up, then yeah.
Okay, where's
No.
the helicopter pad? Like, as much as, I like JD Vance, and I think a lot of people have grown to really appreciate JD Vance, I don't think you could just rally behind him and say, okay, everything's cool.
Yeah. Definitely agree with that.
Like, it would be very much be a thing where, like, we had this one opportunity to get this particular kind of guy in, and now we've lost it, and somebody's going to pay for it.
Yeah. I can agree with that.
All right. We're on the helipad. Okay. We made it for 72 hours. But the truth has been lost to us forever.
Hey, Fred! I told you I'd come back for you.
It's Frank. Anyway, listen, we're gonna have more passengers than we agreed on. That's okay with you, right?
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you made some new friends and all, but just who the hell are these people? Survivors?
They're survivors, all right. We're right out of the depths of hell.
Oh, there's a zombie wandering
Yeah,
around up there.
What was going on down there anyway?
Okay, well, we technically beat the game, but I think that qualifies as something of a bad ending. I would
Yeah.
call that a bad ending. Steve Bloom did a voice in this game. Huh. A lot of people I don't recognize, though.
Jesus Christ. That is horrifying.
Man, the woman who played Aunt May in the original Spider-Man movies is still alive at 97 years old.
Damn, that's based. Glad to hear it.
I feel like either they're going to get him or do a false flag and start a big war. Could be. Okay. Choose save game slot and save Frank status when you begin new game. Okay, cool. So let's try. Let's see if this works. Can't tell yet.
Is this what you came to take pictures of?
Sure is.
No way. Get down.
Yes, I'm level 28. Let's go, baby. Excuse me.
Bless you.
All right. So I'll play until I get to the first save point, I guess. Yeah, okay. Which is right here. So, very nice. Oh, my throw distance got upgraded. Hey, Bronze Sausage, what's up? Alright, guys. So we're going to go ahead and just leave it at there. And next time we play, we will be doing our second run-through, where we actually try to get the decent ending. And that's going to do it for tonight. See you guys later.
Ooh.